All right, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch something here called A Bell from Hell. Although the on-screen title is different. Let's watch. This is John, or Juan. He's in a mental institution. Go figure. He's making some sort of a clay mask. And he's getting out. I think he's been in there 3 years. His aunt kind of put him in there. Hint, hint, she wants the estate, the money.
If you suspected we are letting you out on a kind of probation, you're absolutely right. Your aunt and I hope that you can conduct yourself normally.
He's getting out.
Wait a minute.
And he's snubbing them.
Don't forget to report back here every 8 days.
Yeah, he ain't reporting shit. Clinica Psiquiatrica, which is Spanish for nut house. He's got this voice talking to him from the woods. I don't know what's going on here. He might be nuts.
They made me. I told you when you were only a child that you'd be unlucky. Already, fate has dealt the cards.
So the first thing he does is get a job in the slaughterhouse. I think this is some real slaughterhouse footage they're showing us here too. I'll spare you. He doesn't keep the job long though.
Well, why do you want to leave? I've learned enough.
Creepy.
I got married.
He sees people he knows.
I'm glad you're well again.
There was a very heavy fog. The boat was lost at sea or smashed against some rocks.
This guy has come to visit his aunt.
They never came back.
He's telling a tale.
Aunt Marta went mad, and the shock paralyzed her. She thinks her daughters will come back at any time, and that they will come back singing, as they used to.
Well, the daughters aren't dead. And of course they're coming back. Yeah. They're singing just like he said they would. It's kind of a creepy scene, except it's not real.
My God.
It's just a prank.
What did they do to you in the clinic those 3 years? Did they cure you?
Yes. Now I'm completely mad.
I believe you.
Cute daughter's name is Esther. Apparently her cousin thinks she's cute too.
It was a mistake to let him out.
So this church in town is getting a new bell. Hence the title of our film, The Bells. A Bell from Hell. There it is. Now he's pulling his eyes out. But guess what? Remember that opening scene in the nut house? Oh, that Juan. What a card.
Keep them as a souvenir.
Poor woman ended up passing out, so he carried her inside. Sets her on the couch and, oh, now he's removing her underwears. At one point, John saves this girl who was about to be assaulted by like 3 old men. I don't really know what has to do with the rest of the movie. The scaffolding is up. The bell's going up too.
What do you think?
He confronts his aunt.
Perhaps so they could give me extra special treatment.
She
If I'm
lied.
declared insane, you'll have the money forever, won't you?
I don't know how you can live with all those animals.
I like animals. They're real. They eat when they're hungry. They sleep when they're tired. And they fuck when they're in heat. You've never been in heat, Anne.
It's enough!
Give me back my passport, and you'll never hear from me again. I swear it.
So that's John's plan. He just wants to leave. One cousin seems to be okay with it. But Auntie?
I can't do it. Leave your cousins alone, all 3 of them, please.
He thinks a couple of his cousins are hot. So John keeps bees, and he's outside, and she's napping, I guess, and he's spraying some crap all over his aunt. Bees. Shakes them all loose, protects himself, and they all attack the auntie. He starts to tie up his cousin Esther.
In every tragedy, there's an innocent victim. In this case, you're it.
What are you doing?
Can't see anything,
Why do you
but
talk like that?
he's got his other cousin naked in the bedroom. And then he starts beating the crap out of her.
Once.
He's watching some old films.
Told them I tried to rape you.
Not happy with his family members. Now, I think he was doing something naughty with his cousin here. I mean, it seems like they're both dressed. I don't know. I wasn't sure, but I think so. But he doesn't have a cigarette when they're done. He bashes. So he takes them all naked to the slaughterhouse that he used to work at and ties them up on these things. And he lifts them on this pulley system. Hell of a scene. Surprisingly, he doesn't kill any of them, though. Go up, and there's a cow. So the ladies are able to escape.
I want to get out!
She's ready for him. I'm not exactly sure what's happening here. But he's outside, and there's a fight.
Installed a new church bell. It weighs 2 tons.
He's captured. They're gonna lock him up in the wall.
It'll be run for the first time tomorrow. To operate it requires a system of counterweights.
He's gonna be locked in brick by brick.
And you'll be one of the counterweights.
Are you right?
A malignant tumor has to be cut out.
No, this the aunt? I thought she was dead from the bees.
You may leave here, but I promise you, I'll have the last laugh.
So at the next church service, first ringing of the bell, boys are having a little problem. And with a little help, they get the heave-ho and it goes. And probably a dead Juan. Esther's not happy with her.
Why
aunt.
not?
You killed him.
We did something terrible, but it was necessary.
Shortly thereafter, is that John? Juan? Is he somehow alive?
How could you get out? This was your last laugh. Your last laugh. Your last laugh.
It was a doll.
Your last laugh!
And that dude's head ends up in a fishbowl. And he dies. And that's pretty much how our film ends. All right, it's a Friday night and I'm feeling really good. Again, read into that what you want. But we're talking about A Bell from Hell. Now, this is one of those movies I just finished and I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? Now, originally I had taped this movie. I rented it from a place called Coast to Coast. It was a hardware store in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, right on Mishicot Drive. It's long gone now. And they had some movies for rent in there, though, too. And one of them was A Bell from Hell. It came in this big clamshell box by Unicorn Video. And I can remember my friend Mike Zeman rented the movie, and he said it was shit. He's like, that scene in the box, the front of the box, and this doesn't show up, but the front of the box in the VHS tape was that scene with the guy pulling out his eyes, and they were holding him in his hands. Now, that is a fantastic scene. So everybody wanted to watch that movie, and it turned out to be shit. Well, I didn't quite believe Mike Zeman anyway. I had to get the movie myself, and I got it, and yeah, it was awful. It's a Spanish-made horror movie about a guy, John, or his name is Juan, actually in the Spanish version, but he gets out of a mental hospital that he was put away there like 3 years earlier by his aunt. I guess the aunt is taking care of him. His parents are dead now. And he was to inherit all the money, but the aunt was like the guardian, and the aunt has 3 daughters of her own, and they somehow conspired to get him tossed in a mental institution because I think they alleged that he had assaulted one of the daughters, which apparently he didn't. But he gets out, and now his aunt is kind of in control of the estate, and Michael thinks that's wrong. He knows she lied, and he's not happy about it. So at one point, he takes Auntie out in the field, and she's like in a wheelchair, and he sprays some crap all over her face to attract the bees. He keeps bees there. Somebody keeps bees there. He lets the bees fly out, and next thing you know, they're all over Auntie's face. And I thought she's dead, but I guess she isn't, because she showed up again later on. Now, but before that happened, he took his cousins, and he seemed to be like sexually attracted to a couple of them, but he had them all naked, and he had knocked them out, and they were in he brought them to a slaughterhouse where he used to work, and he like strung them up and was hanging them, on meat hook type stuff on a pulley system, on a belt, conveyor belt, naked hanging there. I couldn't show you the one nude scene there where they were just hanging. There was a hell of a scene. But he doesn't kill them. I'm not sure what his plan was. Or maybe he was going to kill them and then he escaped before he got back. I don't know. But then somehow he gets kidnapped by this dude who locks him up in the wall, and they're like putting up these bricks. They're going to lock him in. Isn't that like an Edgar Allan Poe thing? Like, can't remember. I don't know. Well, there was a Poe book story. But anyway, so they get him in this, lock him up there, and he's dead. And apparently the aunt was behind it. She's not dead. Her face is all messed up though, so maybe she got stung. Crazy shit all over the bee stuff. But she was wearing a veil too, so I don't know. Maybe she was. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. But anyway, they bricked him up, but he said, "I'll have the last laugh." And then it was some sort of pulley system inside the bell tower that they were building in that church there. And when they pulled, the counterweights would choke him, hang him there. But he was locked up anyway behind the bricks. He wasn't going to get out, so it's kind of overkill, but whatever. So anyway, that guy who conspired with the aunt there, I'm not even sure who that dude was, hears some piano playing at night, and he goes, sees it, it's John playing the piano with his back to her, and he's like, "What the hell? How'd you get out?" And then it turns out John is a doll. And how that doll was playing the piano, I do not know. But the doll is on the ground, and there's like this giggling and laughing, and the doll looks like it could be actually Juan, and he's like, looks like he's reaching up with his hands. Next thing you know, an actual set of hands takes the dude and drowns him in a fish tank. Whose hands are those? Juan, the doll? It got crazy at the end. I don't know what happened. Did you see the end of Pieces where that body came back to life? Similar situation. Anyway, that's A Bell from Hell. It's put out on by DVD by, I can't even read that anymore, but it was a long time ago, and it's out of print now. I'll leave a link to Amazon if you want to buy it. I saw a cheap one going for $11, so, but then they got pricier after that, so snatch it up quick if you want it. It's a Spanish horror movie. It's got a couple of nude scenes in it, but I don't know what the hell was going on in this movie. It just didn't make a lot of sense, most of it, and it was kind of dull. So maybe you got to be in the right frame of mind to enjoy something like this. So maybe I should watch it again right now. Check it out, A Bell from Hell. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Watch it. Bye.